Roelly the Beast Winkler and Samson Dauda. Take a look at these two great big muscular men. It's physiques like this that we get into bodybuilding in the first place. They are very aesthetically pleasing. They have loads of muscle everywhere. Just plain good physiques. Now the question is, this is a fan request, by the way. So thank you guys from the bottom of my little bodybuilding fan heart for all of those great requests. And yeah, Samson Dauda, Roelly the Beast Winkler, the question is, back in 2018, it was a different sport. The judging was probably different. Well, actually, that year was kind of more like it is now. If you took Samson Dauda, you plucked him from the timeline, put him in that Olympia, where would he have placed? Would he have placed ahead of Roelly the Beast Winkler? I think he might even won. The Olympia. Of course, I have said by times that Roelly the Beast Winkler, he might have actually could have won, and nobody would have complained back in 2018. So, ring-a-ding-ding. As usual, let's go through these poses, and I can hear you guys now. But Mark's Max Muscle, isn't Roelly the Beast Winkler 6'1"? I don't know where I came up with that. He is quite a bit shorter than Samson, and that's why I made him quite a bit shorter than Samson. Structurally speaking, these guys are gonna be different. They both have small waistlines, great big arms for Roelly the Beast Winkler. Look at those great big juicers. Thought I was gonna say babies, didn't you? Vacuum pose for Samson Dauda's credit, and kind of a half flexed abs for Roelly. Not really his six-pack, or not really a vacuum. It's a half-vac. When you look at the dry condition of those wheels, those great big quads of Samson Dauda, you're probably going to give him an edge. He's so much bigger, too. Several inches bigger. But Roelly, he will have his supporters. He will have his fans. Much like a Lee Priest, he has some of the best arms, and usually on the bodybuilding stage, he always had the best arms. You'd have to pluck guys from the timeline of the sport to compare with his bicep, tricep, forearm combination. All of them. Good delts, too. So, yeah, Samson, he's just going to be too much, structurally speaking. In my opinion, that is. Now, in the front lat spread, wow. That's all I have to say about the width. From elbow to elbow, not very wide for Roelly. He's built that way. I guess that's why his arms look so thick and stout, because they're not very long. And Samson has great big, long, luxurious arms. Again, guys, I have to point to the condition. Not dissing Roelly the Beast Winkler. Love this guy. Love his physique. He's a great dude, too. But condition-wise, thin skin, things of that nature, Samson Dauda, look at those quads. Let's face it, fellacies, he's on another level altogether. Now, I will admit, sizing could be a bit of an issue here. If you put them side by side, I'm sure Roelly would be even shorter. But the thing of it is, the camera is right straight. It's right in the middle of his physique. You can see the floor looks flat. But Samson, the camera is a little bit higher. I know these explanations can be a little bit boring, but because it's so high, it kind of makes him look a little bit maybe thicker and wider than he actually is, and maybe subtracting from Roelly's thickness in the comparison. But having said that, that's kind of a foolish explanation. But it is somewhat true. It's somewhat true. That's why I made Roelly the height that I did. But having said that, I don't think it matters anyway. I think Samson Dauda, structurally speaking, is going to be too much. Plus he has the condition. So I just don't see any way out of it for Roelly Winkler in the front lat spread. Now when you turn to the side, I mentioned that word stout. Holy old Toledo 11, Channel 56 in Detroit. Look at the size of the arm. And I know, there's going to be somebody in the comment section below. He's going to be making jokes about some sort of oil-related articles, like, oh, he's got all the oil for the cars, or something. It is a big arm. Compared to Samson's? Are you kidding me? Samson's got a huge arm. But I mean, take a look, people. You can clearly see. Now, Roelly, he does sit nice and low in this one. Samson, he holds his far legs somewhat straight. But I just don't think there's any way out of it. Big man's chest? Sure. Samson has a big man's chest. But Roelly, he is the beast for a reason. Because he's got a big arm. Now, in the side tricep, you're going to go with Samson Dauda. Because Roelly the Beast Winklaar, he is suspended from this pose. I am kidding, of course. Kidding. Tyler Mannion told them not to hit the front leg straight. And he's still going to the side. He's still displaying a tricep, a massive one at that. Look at the size of Samson's chest. It sticks out, and that's not bone, people. That's not a rib cage. That is thick, raw breast meat. That's gotta be 9 inches of thick meat hanging off that chest. That is what I call a big man's manly chest. Wow. So even as good as Roelly is in the side tricep, it's going to be tough to give him the victory against Samson. Turn these buses around. Beep, beep. Cancel that beep, beep. I'll delete that out of there. I'm always impressed with the muscle separation that Roelly was able to bring, even though he did not have the thickest lat insertions. And a keen eye can see that. Of Samson Dauda, he is thick. He's got 4, 5, 6, 8 inches of raw meat. I gotta get my inches straight here. There's no way that's more than 3. But Roelly, he does not have that. He has some tight condition in the lower back. He has a nice drawn-out back. But like I mentioned many times, the judges are going to be sitting down there, and they're going to be looking up at all that muscle of Samson. And not to mention, he is a little bit better conditioned as well, fellers. I would suggest popcornery in those hamstrings. Roelly, you can kind of fly one of those little drones through the legs there, or at least one of the little airplanes. Don't need to mention the D word. You could not fit a piece of paper in between those adductors of Samson, and that's impressive. Go to the rear double by, and you could definitely fit a piece of paper. You could fit a piece of Bristol board in between both of those fellers. But anyway. Back again. This is a testament to what I was so saying about the thick lat meat of Samson. You can clearly see he has an advantage over Roelly the Beast Winklaar. Roelly's got the arms, sure, but it's just not going to be enough, guys. Not going to be enough, one iota. So, you could argue Roelly gets Samson in the abs and thigh. You could also give a debate that he's winning in the front double. I don't know. Some would suggest that he's definitely winning that side chest. Side tricep also. There is arguments. But there's also arguments for Samson winning all of those shots, even the abs and thigh, considering how big and dry he is, massive. I'd side with Roelly. I'd probably give Roelly that side chest as well. As far as the other ones, I don't know. And the Samson poses are definitely Samson poses. The back, it's just too much, structurally speaking. I just do not see any way out of this. Samson Dauda is the clear winner, and we haven't even seen the most muscular yet. Okay. Terry over there, tee-heeing it. You're looking good today, Terry. He's in the pink. He's been drinking some Fireball is what's going on. But yes, this is definitely missized. Now, bring on the Marks Max muscle sizing. Whether this is incorrect in your opinion or not, go easy on that Fireball, Terry. We'll have a couple of beers after this video. Yes, delts, huge for Roelly. And the reason why I made him almost as tall as Samson is because he's holding his back a little bit more erect. Wheels as well. But those arms, they are impossibly big. You gotta think, old Fiddler's Phil, he was around and he had those big, massive cartoon delts, arms, biceps, triceps as well. So, Samson, no, he doesn't have that. His midsection looks nice and tight. Good separation for Roelly's, but maybe a little on the thicker side. Big traps for Samson, dry quads. Another argument for Roelly the Beast Winklaar to get yet another pose. So there's not too many matchups that you could put Roelly the Beast Winklaar in. Except for maybe, well, no, he'd beat Ronnie in a couple of poses. There's not many comparisons you could put him in where he doesn't win at least a couple of shots. Not many people beating him in the most muscular. Abs and thighs, very competitive as well. If he's not getting them in one, he'll get them in the other. And, yeah, side tricep, side chest is good too. But Samson, he is the Mr. Olympia champion for a reason. He's not all hype. He is good. He is very good. I mean, no, he's not Ronnie King Coleman. But nobody is. He's about the same size structurally speaking, so it does make an interesting comparison. And you fellers and fellacies, you guys never cease to amaze me on the comparisons and video ideas you come up with. Bald, the baldest bodybuilder. That's hilarious. Have a great one.